Oh yeah, you know what time it is. Welcome back to the channel. ShinKensou here. As per usual, we got another Guilty Gear Developers Backyard from ArcSys. You know we gotta take a look at this. You know we gotta deep dive. I skimmed through it already, and there's some pretty interesting things. And you guys already know, we're gonna get to the meat and potatoes of this. So let's see exactly what's going on in this Developers Backyard for Guilty Gear Strive. Alrighty, so here we are. New Developer Backyard. After skimming through this, typical, introductions from Akira Kitano, they do go on to talk about Gold Lewis and, pretty much his design, the philosophy surrounding him, the security level stuff, and the Behemoth Typhoon type stuff. But, this is not what we're here for. We already kind of know about Gold Lewis, and he's not the center of this. What we're going to talk about is this exactly right here. These battle adjustments in which that these guys are talking about that they said might be coming. Obviously, a lot of us thought that we'd get a balance patch around the time Gold Lewis was released. Not so much the case, but they do talk about it here, and this is what we're going to talk about right now. So let's kick it off. So they go on to say, we plan to release an update with battle adjustments during the later half of August. This is part of a two-step adjustment we're looking into by having another update around October. In the late August update, our main goals are strengthening the characters we've determined to be lacking in power and improving the moves that don't have enough options for use. Faust and Anji mains, yeah, you guys are about to get some love. Probably gonna get some love too. We plan to pinpoint the changes we make to specific targets rather than making overall changes. That means some characters may remain unchanged. So I think that's just for the August update, and they do have the other update for October. So some characters are probably gonna get touched here, so others aren't. So let's see what else we got to go on here with let's see what else I got to say here. So we are considering changes. We're considering changes to damage output or minor adjustments to the properties of overwhelmingly powerful characters and moves. However, we will make these decisions very carefully. This possibly means Soul's about to get some kind of nerfs, Ram might see some nerfs on her super, etc, etc. I think the one that stands out to me the most is damage output, because obviously you guys know I'm a chip player, and even not just being a chip player, just some of the damage in Strive is kind of high. Obviously I've grown used to it, it kind of doesn't faze me nearly as much, but the fact that there is some damage output, adjustment reconsideration, I think that's very good, and I think it's good and healthy for the game, because let me just be honest, there are some times where some characters die pretty quickly. I mean, Soul can pretty much like one-shot Potemkin. I mean, Soul can like one-shot a lot of characters actually, but that's besides the point. The fact of the matter is they're adjusting damage, and it's good. They need to do that. I think it's about time, right? So now they are talking about the second update. So the second update, we plan to make detailed overall adjustments to improve the depth and fun of the game. We'd like to address the details of this at another time. However, as a general plan, our number one priority is to make controlling characters and playing matches more fun. This right here, this to me is it's kind of what I thought initially when I first read it, where they're gonna have an update in the later half of August and then another one in October. So I think they're gonna use that month in between, which is September, to kind of like figure out what they intend to do and how players are playing, the characters based on like the newer changes. So whatever buffs or nerfs that kind of come along with this patch after Evo, I could see them kind of like, okay, well, what are we gonna do now? And then October rolls around, and I don't think it's gonna happen early October. It'll probably be mid to late October that they drop like another, like the full-on more detailed patch. So it'll be like about a month and a half, give or take, of like time for them to kind of see what's happening, see what players are doing, and probably make some pretty decent adjustments. We won't know till it happens, but that's kind of what my suspicions are. So let's keep it pushing. In addition, we will continue to address unintended issues with the game separate from the schedule above. We've avoided making adjustments that would impact the battle balance until late August. However, we are aware that the effects of some bugs have impacted Zato Eddie's moves or made the game freeze when certain moves clash under specific conditions. While we intend to address each bug in a timely manner. We may keep in some of the unintended effects we found if we determine they make the game more fun. Interesting. While it would be difficult to share the basis for such decisions, we ask for your understanding. Rightly so. This right here is something that, again, I feel like they didn't want to like hurt the competitive integrity of the game until after Evo, because I mean we've avoided making adjustments that would impact the battle balance until late August, aka we're waiting till after Evo, which in my honest opinion, it's kind of good and kind of bad. I'm more on the side of it's kind of bad because it's pretty obvious what's been going on in the game, and like you guys released it in this state, and a lot of the players have had a lot of concerns, comments, etc., qualms about some of the balance of the game. And even I feel that the competitive integrity of Strive as of right now, I think isn't very healthy. It's not in the healthiest state, but at least they acknowledge it and they know that they intend to do it. So after Evo, so I'm not gonna lie to you guys, Seoul might win Evo this year. That's just my that's my unbiased opinion about that. But it is what it is. So let's move on forward here. So we got critical non-battle related bugs. We have confirmed the existence of both large and small bugs outside of battle, including those that players have reported to us. We appreciate everyone's cooperation towards improving the game's quality. Yeah, so you guys have issues with the stuff. You guys have been putting stuff out there. That's good for them to know, so that they can be updating things, with the updates and whatnot that they have on the way, right? So that's a good thing. One particular issue we have noted as critical is a bug where the replay data cannot be played back correctly after applying the Gold Lewis patch. So yeah, a lot of people have been complaining about like their replays being desynced and stuff like that. So that's what they're talking about here. So they're gonna be fixing this bug within this month. So good on them. We're also they're also working on making improvements to the play environment in each mode, including offline modes, to address issues such as the connection to server upon launching the game taking a long time outside of Asia, as well as network errors occurring during lobby and player matches. So yeah, this is something that I hope they really keep an eye on and keep working on to make it better, because it kind of sucks being in like Celestial sometimes and I sit in training mode trying to wait for a match, and then it just takes me out of training mode and puts me back into the lobby screen, or it just boots me all the way back to the main menu, and then we gotta I have to deal with the server boss again, so it's like boom, all right, maybe we'll play a game soon enough whenever I'm done fighting the server boss. So good on them for finally addressing this, because this has been a big problem as far as I'm concerned. So moving forward, now they got some questions. Q&A. Is Gold Lewis the guy eating a hamburger in the background of Soul Stage and Xrd? And they say that's his brother. Gold Lewis is the younger brother of the sheriff, and the sheriff is the elder. So Gold Lewis is the little brother. Ironic. But we're not gonna get too big into this. Next one is, will additional music that can be obtained via fishing be added in the future? All additional songs will be added for future playable characters. Any other music additions are being looked into with consideration for each circumstance. For example, we have received requests to add the additional tracks from the Korean version of Reload and are currently working on getting them added to the game. Thank you. We are also looking into addressing themes of characters who are not playable in the GGST from prior series titles. Thank you. I kind of feel like it's to be honest with you, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I think it's kind of silly for them to have a full OST and not include all the tracks. Sometimes I don't want to listen to just one character's theme. For example, I like all of Chip's themes anyway, right? But there are other characters who are not in Strive who have really great themes, and it'd be great to have it as battle music while you're playing the game. For example, in Guilty Gear Overture, Izuna's theme is mad cool. I really like that song. What? Are you done? The song's really freaking cool. But I can only hear it when I play that game. So it's bring these songs into the game. Don't be stingy just because they're not playable characters. You have a badass OST, put it in the game. So it's good to see that they're considering that, and it makes sense. It makes sense. They don't have to be in the game to have a theme, as far as I'm concerned. Moving on, we have also received requests to adjust the volume balance for individual songs, as well as the option for random selection between songs registered as favorites. That will be nice. We can only say we'll be looking into this next for now. However, we will continue working to approach an ideal implementation via future updates. This is kind of a big thing. I don't know how in the world they managed to like make it so like the volume of songs kind of get wonky as you're playing. So I guess if you have PC, go for your music mods, I suppose, or just turn off the music and just jam your own. That'll solve that problem. Moving forward, question: will it be possible for lobby avatars to actually use moves like Gun Flame and Vapor Thrust when the player inputs them, or to perform animations with button inputs, or to roll dice or play soccer? Kind of similar to what they had in Xrd with the lobby system with like soccer and whatnot. The special moves, that's a whole nother ball game, but interesting enough. So they go on to say, we've seen your requests and would like to make them happen. However, we are prioritizing improving the play experience during matches at the moment. Honestly, I would rather them to completely focus on just two things. I want them to focus on exactly two things. One, battle balance. Two, the lobby system. Just focus on online and lobby, and all this other stuff can come afterwards, as far as I'm concerned. Like, I think those two things are two of the core, like, important parts of the game right now. They really need to take time on. Like, all this extra stuff with the avatars doing stuff, all that can come down the line. Like, I'm cool with this. Like, these things can happen in future updates. That's totally fine. But I feel like right about now, they need to focus heavily on those two things, and you can have a better player experience. So that's what I think. I guess as an addendum to the online, I would also think it would be cool if they would just let us have deathmatch in Celestial lobbies, or just lobbies in general. Just let us have it. Like, we have infinite, rematch when we play in the parks. So I think you might as well let us have infinite rematch while we're playing in, Celestial or whatever, or just in the regular towers. I think it's totally okay. You can lower, the amount of points gained by, the longer you play the set. That's totally okay as far as I'm concerned. The points don't really matter, if their goal is to encourage us to, as players to improve, right? And they want us to get a mass amount of games, giving us the ability to rematch a player over and over again would be nice. Like, I get it, maybe to some extent they wouldn't want you to bully like a player past, the 3 games. But the problem with that is it's not a 3 out of 5, it's just 3 games. So, you can win 2 and the other guy wins 1, and then it's like, all right, cool. Let us run the entire set if you want to keep it that way as far as I'm concerned. But I would rather prefer that we have a full-on, just infinite rematch deathmatch as far as I'm concerned. So, moving on. They basically just go on to say, they're going to do more. They'll do live streams whenever they can, exchange opinions with players, So yeah, they're pretty much, as Katana's saying here, they're still pretty busy and they're not sure how often it's going to happen, but they want to make an announcement soon. So this is pretty much how this is going. That's pretty much it. They definitely go on to say, Evo is coming up soon, be sure to check it out, etc, etc. Yeah, this is pretty much it, you guys. There's not too much here. Just be sure that you're constantly, asking them questions, doing whatever you can. Use the request form down here. Make sure you, reach out to them, get them to listen to you, Be vocal as you can on Twitter, put in the request forms, etc, etc. Just keep bombarding them with the things that you think that they should be doing, because we're pretty much the Guilty Gear community, we really want, a lot of us want to see this game flourish. A lot of us want to see Strive, come out to be like the best game it could possibly be. So, just keep giving them your feedback, and be honest. It's okay. It's okay to be honest, okay? All right, so pretty much to recap here, we have a balance update to look forward to after Evo. It's going to come in 2 ways. We got one in the later half of August. We got another one that's going to be in October, which I'm going to go ahead and assume it's going to be in the later half of October. And there's going to be some changes and some fixes, some bug fixes, some lobby fixes, some connectivity issue fixes, some lobby fixes for when people are like playing in the towers. So it's looking all in all like, they are working pretty hard to try to make sure that we have something solid that we can constantly play and come back to and revisit and enjoy ourselves. So, I feel like the only way we can go now is up. Obviously, we're all concerned about how bad they're going to nerf Soul. So, all we can do is sit tight and wait and see. But it's pretty obvious that, you know, Anji and some of these other characters, Anji, Ino, and like Faust, are all going to see some kind of buff, whatever degree. So people who are playing those characters, you know, be on the lookout. Hopefully they do something good for you guys and make the playing field a bit more even for you. And even for the characters they intend to, you know, power down, if you will, kind of lower their power level a little bit, bring them back down to earth. You know, hopefully they don't take away too much to those characters. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I'm actually hoping Ram Super gets kind of a damage nerf as a chip player, because it's too much damage. But, you know, even if so, you know, hopefully it's not detrimental enough to the point to where, you know, it seems like it's an unusable option, which I doubt that'll be the case. But we'll see where things go, and hopefully we get ourselves a good balance patch. I mean, like I said, we're getting it in waves, so we're gonna have 2 patches. So yeah, got something to look forward to, you guys. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get up out of here. We're gonna call this adjourned. I will leave a link to this article in the description below, so be sure to check that out down there before you get up out of here. And yeah, let's play more Guilty Gear. You know, as per usual, play more Guilty Gear, as much Guilty Gear as you can. You know, Evo's around the corner. I will be playing in it. August 14th is when they start the NA side of Guilty Gear, so gonna look out for that. I'll most likely stream my run of that, etc, etc. Whoop-de-whoop. It'll all be on Twitch, no worries. If not, you'll see it all on YouTube at some point. But yeah, with that being said, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here, you guys. Hopefully you guys have a blessed day, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Peace.